I've been meaning to talk about this for a while. I've been waiting on the footage and I don't know if I'm going to get it. The footage I do have, it needs to see the light of day. So today I'm going to talk to you about basically how I got the chance to try and create my own talk show. Boom. So this was 2022-23 season. The league, the BBL at the time. So for the rest of the video, we're just going to say that. So the BBL approaches me to make some content for them. This is during the 777 era, where everything was going into marketing, need more eyes on it, So they kind of came to me to create some sort of like fun, evergreen content that they'd be able to use throughout the season or in the summer when things are a little more dead. Basically try and go a bit viral. During this process, right, they obviously came to me and asked what I would be comfortable doing, like what kind of things did I have in mind, and I wasn't sure yet when they first approached me, because this isn't necessarily something I've ever really wanted to do per se. Like, I started YouTube as not as a way to like get into media necessarily, or be have my own show or write comedy or anything like that. So it was very, very out of my comfort zone. Because I remember them pitching me certain ideas at the beginning, and I was just like, there's no chance I'm doing that. Dressing up like a sort of whole Uncle Drew situation, and going around and just pranking each team. And I was kind of just like, I wasn't really too keen on that idea, just because not a clown, man. That's not my personality. I didn't want that to be seen as I didn't want that to be my brand. It's not something I was super comfortable with. Those of you who know me, I'm kind of boring and my sense of humor is pretty dry. So I thought the best way that we could get the best performance out of me would be in an interview setting. So looked at the show Between Two Ferns.
All right. Sorry, I was just reading the box office returns for your last 3 movies.
I thought, okay, well, this is something. Like, let's have a sort of satire talk show. It's funny when I look back on this, because this would have been obviously like a very, very easy thing to do, other than like writing the jokes. This is where we basically got the name of the show. The placeholder name for the show was Between Two Baskets. A little derivative, but we thought that was kind of the whole nature of the show. It's all very tongue-in-cheek anyway. Wink wink, if you know, you know. And like, as we got more to talking more and more, I started to get some more inspiration from, honestly, one of my favorite shows ever, the Eric Andre show. So for those of you that don't know, the Eric Andre show is hosted by Eric Andre, and he invites celebrities on to do basically for the worst talk show ever. And that's what I wanted to tap into. You have all this media where celebrities and people of interest come on and they're being shown in their best light, but what this show does, and what I was attempting to do, was show a more human side, a more earnest side, by like pranking them, making them uncomfortable, putting them in situations where well, in the Eric Andre show, they don't necessarily feel safe. Wanted to recreate a little bit of that so we could get different sides of the league's personalities that perhaps don't translate as well into a regular interview. So yeah, now we have a concept that I'm much more comfortable with, and I'm super excited about, because I'm being given the opportunity to basically try and recreate one of my favorite shows, which is massively challenging. I'd never done anything like this before, or even really like had aspirations to, but I love a challenge, and especially then I was at this point in my life where I'm just literally just trying to try anything, man. Like, I'll just throw stuff at the wall, see if it sticks. Worst case scenario, I've got some experience. We had planned to have 3 guests, right? Short pilot series, and see how this does. You'd have the long interview, which would be like 10-15 minutes, and then you can chop up all of the best reactions and quotes and stuff. Yeah, we could just get a lot out of it. The 3 guests we had originally decided on was Costa Koufos, Andreas Capoulas, and Georgie Gale. We had to replace Costa Koufos because he went AWOL. We were going to replace him with Josh Sharma, but I don't remember now why. For one reason or another, we ended up going with the Royal Guard, Joel Henry, to replace that last spot. So the way the show works to the viewer, it's broken up essentially into 3 different segments. You have the intro, and between each of these segments is a cutaway, and a cutaway in the Eric Andre show is a street prank.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have some bad news. I did not get the job at Fruit Loops. My body is now your communion. Please eat from me. Eat from me. Drink from me. Drink from me. Drink from me.
Again, we wanted to replicate something similar. This is stuff I do have the footage of, and I do really want to share. I think it's great, considering like the constraints that I was working with. Obviously, when the Eric Andre show are doing this, he has an entire team that are obviously helping him shoot and direct and just all this other stuff. But it was literally just me out on my own shooting this guerrilla style. So I think all things considered, they came out well. And in those cutaways, for us, I was going to try and use other people within the community just to try and bring in like the rest of the British basketball world into the BBL universe and just push up that culture as a whole, really. Now, before I show you and get into any of this, like just watching the Eric Andre intro alone, I'm sure you would see what kind of show this is. Like, it makes absolutely no sense at times. Like, when you're watching it, it sometimes feels like a fever dream. I remember when I was watching this in college, this is the kind of show that comes on at like 2-3 in the morning, and you're not quite sure what's happening, but that is kind of the beauty of it, to me anyway. So I want to start off with showing one of my favorite cutaway gags, where I got the SBB boys. I just rented out some sumo suits and just had them try and play basketball in them. Really, really, really dumb joke. What did I call it? I called it sumo British ballers. Just rented out some sumo suits and just had them try and play basketball in it. Like, try to play one-on-one, try to do some cone drills or whatever, and we just have a laugh.
SBB! Now, of course. Oh, you ready? You know, come on. I lost one. Hey, you turn me over, innit? Huh? You are, bro. You are. I've seen it, man. Nah, man. We're the same team, bro. You're trying to embarrass me. Oh, I'm trying to embarrass you. You are, bro.
SBB was shot in front of a live studio audience.
I had another one with Mike Tuck, because Mike was really on board. Shout out Mike, man. Mike was super on board and believed in the vision, so he wanted to get involved. And we had a segment called Mic'd Up. Again, dumbass joke. Either he would go tell him a dad joke and just interact with the people, really. Just mic'd up.
Excuse me, my guy. Can I talk to you about British basketball?
I'm mic'd up!
Tottenham Tigers versus the Oxford Crocs tonight. Who do you guys got?
The Crocs.
Finish the line. Jordan 4s or?
Trash. I don't like Jordan 4s.
Oh, it's like...
You're not from here?
Does the Bears in the wood?
Why can't basketball players go on vacation? Because they're not allowed to travel.
Mic'd up! I'm good, sorry.
Do you know Josh Steele?
Josh Steele. How you spell his last name?
Josh Steele, he sucks.
How about you interview me?
Tell me about what this is about.
We just out here, baby.
What's your retirement plan?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I think the edit came out well. Another one I had, I was going to get my boy Andre again, sort of similar, just some street interviews. It was literally just as a Lions game was going on, so we even walked down to the copper box and yeah, just man with a mic, just being a menace.
Go on, I'll sing. Bella ciao. Ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. We're in Stratford right now, home of the London Lions. What do you do as a job?
A barista.
Would you ever be a basketball player?
Yeah, I was. I
That's what I'm talking about.
played centre. Big man.
Give me a fist bump. You're the woman. Keep smiling today. Love you. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, brother. You know this song? Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. He's good, huh? Where was you just now?
At the game.
What game?
What's it called? London Riots. Versus
London Riots. Oh, I've heard of London Riots. Have you heard of London Lions? What's your name?
What's your name? Me?
You. Your name's Me.
Me?
Me? Hi, Me.
I think it should be a thing. More women should play basketball.
More women should play basketball. You've been amazing. I'm gonna hug you because you're elite.
I've got to my friend. She left her food.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then finally, and this one like was the most daunting one for me because again, it's me on my own. I have no crew, and I've never done anything like this before. But I had this idea to just walk in on a random local league game, so super low stakes, as a Deliveroo driver. So I bought the full uniform, the package and everything, and just like ask around, like, you know, is this anyone's order? Just like fully walk onto the court and just disrupt everything and just have everyone confused and just try and get just the reactions of everybody in the room. But again, it was me and one camera guy I was shooting with, so I didn't get a lot of footage of all the reactions, and it was difficult in the post-production to really like bring across like quite how absurd of a situation I managed to put myself in. I could just remember getting, like, I was pacing before I did it. My heart was just booming because I've never done this before. And to add to it, it was at Pete Daines' local league game, and Pete Daines is on our coaching staff. So the funniest thing was like going to do this and then coming back to practice like the next week, just as if nothing happened. I don't remember when I told him that was me, because he had no idea I was that. It was like masks were still in fashion, kind of.
Somebody order 12 filet of fish. Filet of fish. Filet of fish. I got time for a Harry Johnson. Filet of fish.
You need someone on the court, someone on the food break. Come on. Anyone order food? Harry Johnson.
Yeah, that was madness. That was madness. I wish again I could have pushed that further, but I'm just me. I'm just a boy on my own. So I dipped out of there pretty quickly. But again, with time frame and constraints and lack of resources, like usually naturally I'd want to go do this like a prank or one of these bits like 3 times. But I could only do it once because we were on such a short schedule. I wasn't really getting any help with it. So on top of like the season, I got to go find time and like to go and organize this and shoot it, direct it, maybe be in it. It was a lot, man. It was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna dispute that, but mate, it was just me getting it to a point where it'd be okay enough that the idea comes across, you know what I mean? Like, these were pilots at the end of the day, so as long as the idea comes across, like, I see that there's something behind this, then we can put more into it. It wasn't solely on me to create this. Like, I did have a lot of the direction, I guess you could essentially. I don't even want to say I was the director, really, man. I was obviously helping produce this, but we was working with a creative agency. I'm gonna say I'm the director, even though probably by official credits I'm not. But I think where a lot of this fell short, if we take away resources and what we had access to and time and all of that stuff, I don't think I did a good enough job getting my vision across as much as I thought I did. Obviously, I'm showing them clips of the Eric Andre show and kind of like how I want the comedy to be. I think now, when I look back, like, the word I really should have used is surreal rather than random, because what kept getting pitched back to me was random. We'd do things that were not funny. It became like silly almost. So 2 examples of this. Also, disclaimer, stole a ton of bits from the Eric Andre show. Like, it's like 7 seasons of gags, so they've done hundreds and hundreds, and there was definitely tons that I felt like we could replicate. Props to Eric Andre and his team. I'm not going to take any credit for any of that. That would be blasphemous. One that we had when it was Costa Koufos or Josh Sharma, when we had, you know, these potentially 2 7-foots coming in, what I wanted right away was them to just come in and just sit on a chair where the legs has essentially been sawn off, so it's just like weirdly short, not to the floor, but enough that, you know, their knees are kind of up a bit and they're just feeling a little uneasy, and we wouldn't even address it. It would just be normal.
Sit your beautiful black ass down, Judy.
This is low.
Are you from Detroit?
Yes.
I can tell by your 8 smile.
That then got pitched back to me when they're buying stuff for sets and things. First of all, they bought a metal chair, which when I looked at it, I was like, well, what the hell? We can't even do anything with this. Like, there's no, we can't make any alterations to this. It's too nice of a chair, essentially. We just needed like something we could easily manipulate. And back to the pitch, they were like, okay, well, when he first comes in, we'll get him on this like little toddler's lion chair. And I'm just like, I feel like we're missing the point a bit. Like, he's not supposed to walk in, see a kid's chair, be like, are you taking the... Like, he's supposed to just sit down and then kind of realize, like, it's just subtleties like that were kind of missed. Another, we had Georgia wanting to come and play, like, you know, choose a hat. There's a ton of just stupid, pointless games in this show.
Oh, it's time for the Wheel of Prizes! All right! Here we go!
Yeah, we're just gonna have her come pick a hat because she plays for the Sheffield Hatters. Oh, mate. And again, in my head, and when I'm trying to pitch this, I'm just thinking like fedora, pirate hat, newspaper boy cap, like just real hats, man. When I get there on the day, there's a chili hat, there's a squid hat, and some other nonsense hat. And again, I'm like, we're missing the point, guys. It's not funny because she's wearing hats. The idea is she was going to pick a hat, and underneath the table is going to be like Mike in a mask. Like, we just cut a hole in the table, his head's there, give her a good scare. Like, that's the bit. But she's not supposed to walk up to the stage. It's not her putting on a silly hat. Like, I don't give a crap about her looking silly in a hat. We're doing this because we want to get her reaction, like a good reaction from it. So really, we want her to approach the table as if it's normal. So I blame that like quite a lot on my ability to direct and then in turn lead. This came across in kind of editing style as well. There's two distinct different editing styles, both edited by DJ Doug Pound. Huge inspiration for my editing style, and for just probably like, he's probably the most influential video editor. This sounds so nerdy, Jesus Christ, but he is. Like, a lot of the stuff, like his style comes across in so much of just like internet humor, and that's leaked into like even advertisements on TV and stuff. So, but I digress. Two distinct editing styles. Like the interview is supposed to come across as a talk show, but again, there are elements where it's kind of surreal, but overall the editing is a much slower pace. There are cuts, obviously, but it is not like Mr. Beast ADHD level, like cuts every second. Then you have the cutaways, and they're usually a lot more sped up, obviously, because you're either trying to inject a lot of energy into these street reactions and trying to tell a story, and also, yeah, just maybe like the bits fall flat, so you do a lot of the heavy lifting in the post-production. But I mean, I'm gonna probably just throw up some examples.
Excuse me, can you help me? Come on over.
Yeah, what did you handle?
I'm short-staffed, and I gotta get into the van. I just need you to help me out with him. You grab that. Wait. Hold his hand.
Why?
I'm sorry, man. It's my first day as an EMS. Hold this upright. Oh, God. His taurine levels are low. Taurine up.
Is what?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Christ. Let's switch this whole interview up Johnny Depp style, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
You have to claim everything when you go through Australian customs.
So yeah, that didn't come across in the editing style, and there was a lot of work in back and forth with the post-production sort of side of things there. Yeah, learned a lot of stuff from this experience, man. I think the hardest part for me was trying to be in this space where, like, I'm not trying to be Eric Andre, because at the end of the day, that's just not me. That's not really my personality. I'm not. At least I can't do that. I've heard he's not even like that in real life, but whatever, he's got this ability to switch it on, and I don't really have that. What kind of player were you?
You know, just more of doing whatever the team needed. You know, I wasn't a great scorer.
They say those that can't do teach.
Pretty accurate, basically, right?
I think the Andreas episode was an absolute dud. It was our first time running through everything, and I remember, like, it was so short of gags. So it was not only just so much red tape about what they really, like, were gonna allow me to do, because believe me, like, I was trying to do everything. Like, I was trying to push the boat out. If they would let me, like, release live snakes, like, I would have gone with live snakes.
Why do you say you're playing racist? Oh, there's bugs.
What? What's going on?
It sounds crazy, but we did do some stuff. I wanted to recreate this.
You married?
Yeah.
Joe,
Get out of the shot, man.
Joe, you got sound, Joe. We'll just ADR it.
The microphone is dripping.
But when I got there was no boom mic. So we're going through dry rehearsal. We come to this gag on the page, and kind of like, okay, so how are we going to do this? And I'm just remember sitting there thinking, I'm like, we wait until today to discuss that we don't have a fake boom mic. Like, we just rocked up with the actual boom mic, the one that we need to record all the sound on. We can't mess around with that. If we couldn't do it, why did we leave it in the script? We would have thought of another gag to do, but we waited until the day, tried to find something in the studio storage that could work for it, but we didn't, so we ended up having to scrap it. Another thing I wanted to do, one of the crew members just come and just, you know, just...
Hey, can we pause 1 second? Jack's microphone cables. Just pause 1 second.
This is madness. This is your job? Oh, is it? Did it come unplug? What do you do?
I'm just trying to do my job.
Be a little too handsy, man. Nothing crazy like that, but, you know, just a little grope or something. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think... Andreas, if you see this, like, would you have had a problem with that? I mean, like, if you would have, good. But I don't even think, like, I remember someone from the league was on board with me having this, but the guy wasn't particularly comfortable doing it, because again, he wasn't an actor, he was just someone who worked for this creative agency, and he wasn't quite comfortable doing that to a stranger, which was really, really disappointing, because again, that's another gag that's not in that episode, another one that we lost. A load of mess has been made from a previous gag, and like it's some times passed and me and Andreas are talking, and he's just gonna come in middle of while we're talking with a Hoover.
The story with Bristol is like incredible. You basically built them from the ground up, essentially. You was with them from Division 2, right? All the way to the promotion in 2014. You got Coach of the Year that year as well, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. What would you talk us through that process of just being with a team for that long and, you know,
Yeah,
seeing them through, building the culture?
I mean,
He messed that gag up because, like, as he came in, he starts Hoover and the lead comes loose. He's got to go plug it back in, and Andreas is kind of just like, oh, here we go. And he was gonna come around and just clean around us and have a bottle of bleach, but it wouldn't be bleach in there; it would be water. But just like in a little Dettol bottle, just some water, spray around, clean.
okay, the full treatment here.
Spray Andreas in the face, and again, nothing would have happened. It's just water, but they were worried. What if there's a little bit in there, guys? We're not doing anything at this point. Like, you know what I mean? We're just sitting here having a really bad interview. Yeah. So that episode for me was kind of a dud, but again, it was like the first one we ever did. The next two were much better.
I actually have a tweet here that you posted earlier on in the season, and I just think you put it, like everything you said, beautifully. Bristol #1. Nobody believed in us, but now you all want to jump on our bandwagon these. You guys can't with Coach K.
That sounds exactly like me, right?
It's so controversial and yet so brave of you to say something like that.
Well, you know, sometimes you got to say that's this, right?
Yeah, we had Georgia the next day, and that went pretty well. The reason I picked Georgia, yeah, I love you, Georgia, but like, you're like a massive.
Josh, I hate you.
Like, I knew we could get you on pretty much every jump scare, so I was like, yeah, this is gonna be the one where we just like have to go all out with jump scares. So we would have like Mike, like I said, pop out the table, be in the cut somewhere, just try and scare her as much as possible.
Do not ever call me a snail again.
I remember we had Joel in, and my favorite gag of the entire thing was when, like, if you don't know, he's vegan. We was like, all right, let's just get a raw fish and just like throw it at him from off stage. Didn't quite hit him, it came super close, but it just went bop right in front of his feet, and his face, it was priceless. He just started buffering for a second. He wasn't really sure what the f was happening.
Listen, guys, I've literally, Josh, yeah, you are a madman. I just finished in between something. I'm a bit discombobulated because of the whole ordeal. We still need to, bro, we need to do a 3-on-3. I mean, not 3-on-3, but I'm still going crazy. We have to do a 3-point contest because you got some jokes and stuff like that, but I feel like I just need to just, call you out and just let you know how it goes on the 3-point line because you think you're a better shooter than me. But you bastard. Let's get it. Thank you for having me. It's your boy, the Royal Guard, signing out.
So there were like a lot of good things we got out of that, man. I think the SBB skit is the best skit out of all the skits we did.
No, you actually have to put it on. Oh, bro, someone has to put it on. Go, game time. Yes, sir!
That went better than I could have ever hoped. I can't wait to edit this. What would I have done differently, man? I think I would have liked more support on the cutaways. Actually had a bit more of a say in the set design, because like I feel like the chairs are one of the most important things. You could do so much with just a rigged chair, but that's obviously not in my control. So there's no point me talking about things I would have done differently if I got no control over it. I'm actually really glad in the end, like this ended up never seeing the light of day, just because it just wasn't my best work, and that's essentially the reason it never came out. Like, we got to the point, the BBL just brought on a new head of content, and he was looking through it, and he genuinely kind of liked the idea, but for a show that kind of needs some edges, we had already softened them. He was trying to sand them down even more, and I felt like, look, I can't put this out anymore because it's just gonna be shit. I did it all pro bono per se. Like, we weren't gonna talk money or anything until like we actually got something to produce, got something that they could use. Yeah, it kind of sucked that did all that work. Like I was just dialed in, man, with that effort and love and passion that went into it, but and don't really have anything to show for it. But that's why I'm talking to you guys now, because like I think it's been long enough. There's some footage that definitely like I can show you. I do have. You put it in the context of this. I think came out pretty well. I learned like I'm not a comedy writer like at all. I still to this day do not know why they picked me. Flattered, but I love this stuff, man. It's the kind of content I consume. Like I live off Adult Swim. Tim and Eric, great show, awesome job. Eric Andre's show, obviously, and Smiling Friends. I love all that absurd stuff. So this is my sense of humor, but creating it, like I don't know if I'm there yet. Obviously I'm fucking hilarious, but writing comedy is completely different to just, you know, being with your mates and just how much flipping time goes into these things, man. Just it's so much. It's not even the last show that I tried to get made. Maybe we could talk about that another time, but again, 0 for 2. So I don't know what the average shooting percentage is for show creators, but do we keep shooting or do we just, you know, swing this one round the horn, keep it moving? I hope you enjoyed that little rant. I don't know how this video is gonna be formatted, let alone like how I plan to end it. So if you liked it, give it a like. If you have any other questions about this endeavor, just leave them in the comments. Eat your vegetables, man, drink your water, stretch. Yeah, and I'll see you guys whenever the next one is. Alright, I'm gonna shut the up now.
Great job. So I'll just shuffle and go, is that your card? Mm-hmm. Is that your card? No. Okay, so I should have known that.